up, what up? Can y'all hear me? What up, what up, what up? Alright. About to get started. Pretty soon. Let's make sure I got everything right. Fucking cold as fuck outside, and it's hot in here. So, what we got going on? There's a lot going on. Make sure you subscribe to my other channel. First off, if you look at my, hey, what's going? Hold on, I ain't see this. Yes, I'm trying to get some stability. Don't be talking shit. Don't be gangbang. Y'all in here astrologically gangbanging on my shit. Y'all motherfuckers gangbang. See? That's what happens. You hang out with the Chicago motherfucker too long. Start gangbanging. You don't even be talking about motherfucking religion. Motherfuckers start gangbanging. Like, hey, throw up the Cardinal set. Nigga, throw up the motherfucking Pentacles set. Christian. Motherfuckers like Episcopalian, Baptist, motherfucking Roman Catholic, motherfuckers start like, stop gangbanging in the fucking comments with the fucking astrological shit, motherfucker. Like, this is not, I'm from Chicago, but that is not something that I want to be proud of on my motherfucking channel. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all fucked up my whole train of thought. What the fuck I was gonna say? What the fuck is going on, man? I'm trying to get a little consistency going. And like, motherfuckers who talking shit who don't know, who missed the broadcast yesterday, I'm gonna remind motherfuckers again that I got kicked off, motherfucker. Like, don't be talking shit. I got kicked off of YouTube for some shit, for the exact presentation I'm trying to do tonight. You know what I'm saying? It was really supposed to be called Earth Signs the Movie, but I changed the shit up, you know what I'm saying? Because I was scared that these motherfuckers were gonna kick me off again. And then like, this is the presentation that kicked me off of YouTube, and like, and I just got reinstated. That's why I was not putting my motherfucking I was not putting my motherfucking videos out because I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So, but now I'm back on the track. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just a hair. You know, hear it? Alright, well, I want to smoke that shit. Alright, well look. Man, so under the, talk a lot about earth signs. I mean, actually, I don't talk a lot about earth signs on my channel as much as I should. You see what I'm saying? Hey, hey, I see you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta put your info out there, bro. Like this, you can email me at K-Blao@hotmail.com. K-U-N-G, matter of fact, K-U-N-G-B-L-A-O. I'm right there, shit up on the screen. Just email me. A lot of times, I try not to talk on the phone about, a lot of times I try not to talk on the phone about this type of shit, because a lot of times you talk to people face to face, it ends up turning into a fucking black hole. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the conversation don't go nowhere. So like, like it's really on purpose. Motherfuckers say they building, but they don't be building. They just fucking listening to they start talking. Like, some motherfuckers be talking to the fish. So like, a lot of times that's, what the fuck? Hold on, why you do that? A lot of times that's why I tell motherfuckers to hit me up on the email, because it kind of gives the shit a little bit more direction. You know what I'm saying? So send me an email, whatever your thoughts. Yo, this shit pissing me all the way the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your thoughts is, whatever you know what I'm saying? Anybody can email me. I get a lot of emails, you know what I'm saying, from motherfuckers all over the world. Like, y'all should see me. Like, a fucking chick emailed me about 2 weeks ago. She was like, don't be freaked out, but I swear to God, I just felt your presence in the room with me sitting here. I woke up, I was dreaming, and you were sitting in the bed with me, and I swear I felt your presence in the room with me. I was like, bitch, what? I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I swear to God, you were in the room with me. I dreamed of you. She was like, I had a dream. I don't know if she said she had a dream or she was just tweaking or like, basically she emailed me like, man, I was in the same room. Why are you like, I'm out at the movies watching fucking, you know what I'm saying, Black Panther with my kids and shit. And I'm looking down, I'm getting emails talking about, are you in the room with me? I'm like, what the what? So like, you can email me anything. And then like, I typically try to respond, you know what I'm saying, if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep this shit 100 with the email. So fuck with me on the email act. I mean, a lot of niggas don't even check their fucking email too, so I understand that too. So you ain't gotta throw your number out there. Just send me an email. You know what I'm saying? I get down on the email. But what the fuck was I talking about, man? You're right, the earth signs, man. Motherfucking earth signs. You know what I'm saying? I look at the shit going on with Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey. So these niggas are earth signs. Motherfucking the dude who played Punisher. I don't know if y'all watch the Punisher on Netflix. Like, he a Virgo. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of earth signs out right now, putting out. Mr. Farrakhan, he a Taurus. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these earth signs be going through the same movie type shit, and they're like, I see a lot of the same patterns in them that I see, like, just like a lot of fire signs go through their patterns and shit. But the earth signs patterns be a lot more apparent in that, like, they're a little more clunkier. They're a little more clunkier. Like, they fit into their stereotypes a little bit more heavier than the other signs. And that, like, it ain't easy. It's not easy being an earth sign. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't easy being no sign. It really ain't easy being a motherfucking earth sign. Because they kind of like clunky and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they always end up being the butt of the jokes. They the ones that like fit in last 9 times out of 10. So like, because of what you see behind me is a motherfucking cars. Like, they cars is kind of ironic. And that's the thing about my channel. Like, if you don't understand irony, the concept of irony, like what irony is, like, I highly suggest you go look up irony. I got fucking cigar guts in my fucking mouth. Alright. You got it. Okay. I got it. Alright, so, you know what I'm saying? The cards, they fit into their cards. Like, earth sign cards, damn near like a script for their life type shit. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they are controlled by their cards a lot more than a lot of the other signs. You know what I'm saying? Water signs are really controlled by their cards. You know what I'm saying? But like, fire signs got a lot of room for free will in their cards. You know what I'm saying? I even think air signs got a lot of room for their cards in the sword cards. But like the earth signs, they don't really have a lot of room to move around in their cards. Like, them cards fit their whole life. And like, if you don't understand tarot, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like the, what's the word? You gotta like the way that they deliver the information, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of motherfuckers don't fuck with me under the tarot act. They think it's some devil worship type shit. You see what I'm saying? It's not. It's really your intent and what you do with it. But you understand the major arcana. You see the difference between the major arcana and the minor arcana is like, the major arcana is like the major themes. You see what I'm saying? And then like the minor arcana is how it breaks up into your particular element. You see what I'm saying? So like, basically the major arcana is like the months, like January, February, March, April, May, June, July. And then like the minor arcana is like the days of the month, like the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. You see what I'm saying? So like, you can imagine like like right now, what's today? The 22nd, is it? 22nd? Right, 22nd. You figure the 22nd of February is totally different from like the 22nd of like August. So you figure, okay, this is a totally different type of 22 from the August 22. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of predict the energy You see what I'm saying? Like, you figure, like, okay, like, August 22nd, I believe that's for, like, Leo season. That's right at the end of Leo season. You see what I'm saying? So you figure, what are you doing outside typically on August 22nd? Totally separate from what you're doing around this time of year, August 22nd. You see what I'm saying? So, like, this kind of how tarot work. You see what I'm saying? And, like, these cards behind me, you see what I'm saying? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or, you know, and then, but in an earth suit. But they inspired by a major arcana. So you kind of only getting a fragmented version of the information. And, like, if you understand the major arcana, it helps explain why this card is playing out the way it's playing out. So you might have a good card, you know what I'm saying, like for example, like in this shit right here, like the 5, where is it at? The 5 right here, this one, the 5 is a fucked up card in earth reading, in a pentacle reading, you see what I'm saying? But like in a sword reading, it's a good card, you see what I'm saying? Like swords do better with a 5 than a pentacle will, you see what I'm saying? But if you don't know what a 5 is, like, you see what I'm saying, if you don't know that the 5 is the Hierophant card, like, that's like the major, that's like the main theme of, that's what 5 is, you see what I'm saying, in tarot. So you're like, okay, 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's different type of Hierophant in every, you know what I'm saying, particular suit. I'm pretty sure y'all get what I'm saying. I hope I'm not overkilling you with this information, you see what I'm saying? The only reason I'm telling you that is to get you to understand, like, these cards are not just random cards. These cards are inspired by, you know, major themes that you should be familiar with. I'm trying to give you, you see what I'm saying, along as I'm giving you the interpretation. All right, so even though this is a minor arcana explanation, you see what I'm saying, you really need to understand that this card is playing out the way it's playing out is because it's inspired by the major arcana. You see what I'm saying? That is very fucking key. Do not skip over that shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times you hear that shit, you skip over it. And like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when you first start studying astrology, you don't know shit about the moon sign, the fucking, you know what I'm saying, where the other charts, the houses and shit. Like, you know, people skip over this information. A lot of times people think I skip over this information. I really don't. It's just that the sake of my channel is really generalization of that information. You see what I'm saying? But you do not want to skip over the same information. Even though I'm kind of skipping it over in this video, you do not want to skip over that information. You really want to know that shit. Alright, here we go. Alright, so the Ace of Pentacles is really like the first step in, it's like, you got to really want to look at this, like, before I even go right, I want to explain real quick. You want to kind of look at this like a movie. You see what I'm saying? Like, hold on, let me do this shit right now. Let me do this shit right. So, like, you want to look at this kind of like a movie, and they're like, these are not just cards. They go in a, let me shrink me down, right? These go in an order, and they're like, another thing too, I'm really not going to do these cards, these last 4 cards, you see what I'm saying? I'm just gonna do the first 10. You see what I'm saying? Just do the sake of time. But you can go research those yourself. But like, that's kind of the reason why I'm just kind of, I don't want y'all to think that I'm just cutting that off. Is that I'm only doing these first 10. So I'm not doing the royal suit. You see what I'm saying? So this is a movie that plays out. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you understand the progression of the major arcana, how it tells this story, you kind of understand, like, whenever you watch a movie, every movie has a beginning, every movie has a climax, and every movie has an ending. So I'm saying, so like, this is the movie of the earth signs, and that, like, if you're an earth sign, this is typically how your movie's gonna go. And you might even see movies that have these themes, and a lot of times, like, movies borrow from these themes in the tarot cards because they play directly into the subconscious of the people who born under this element. You see what I'm saying? Like, and like, when you understand the progression of these cards, you understand, like, the cycle of the subconscious and the cycle of life that these people are somewhat kind of, people get stuck in. Not just earth signs, like, all people get stuck in the cycle of their cards. You see what I'm saying? So when you understand the cards, you see, like, you kind of see what's going to happen next. You know what I'm saying? So you know, don't just look at each card, like look at it as a story playing out from like how 2 leads to 3 and how 3 leads to 4 and how 4 leads to 5 and 5 leads to 6. Like, so I'm saying, don't just look at each card as a situation. You want to see how each one leads to the next. You see what I'm saying? As really a lot of it is thoughts. It's like it's not really the drama per se that plays out. It's like where their subconscious is leading them. So like it's a lot of ways you can interpret these cards. It's like as an internal thought or external thought, or as like something that's happening to them at the same time. There's a lot of ways you can think of it. A lot of times it don't necessarily have to be drama. It could just be a thought as well. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the subconscious, like where your subconscious is leading. You know what I'm saying? So the Ace of Pentacles is really like the One of Pentacles. It's like the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this is how the whole shit kick off. And then like, you know what I'm saying? What does that shit look like? It look like a coin. It look like movie. It look like money. It look like tangible. It's like gold almost. It's like, look at this. It's something earthy. It's something like presented to you. It's like, look at this. This weight has value. You feel what I'm saying? So you like, okay, wow. Like, this is the beginning of the idea. It's like when you first see a gold chain, or when you first understand what money is, or when you see something shiny and you're kind of like, whoa, and you're drawn into it. It's like your mind tells you that there's this value in it and you want it. When you see somebody wearing like Jay-Z wearing a big gold chain or a big iced out watch, and you like, man, I want that. You don't even know why you want it, but your brain is telling, your subconscious is telling you, look at that, man, I want that. You see what I'm saying? So like this is where a lot of earth signs stimulation begins with. It's like the urge for tangible items, the urge to want to get gold, the urge to want to get money and tangible items. You got to remember too, back in the day, the only way that you could really get rich was to possess a lot of coins and hold on to them. You see what I'm saying? That was really the only, there wasn't really no credit, it wasn't really no equity, it wasn't really no like, it was like hand over fist collecting coins and hold, like Scrooge McDuck. Like you ever see Scrooge McDuck had this shit called the money bin. It was like full of fucking coins, and like the idea of like stacking tons and tons of coins. There was no other way to get rich back in then. Now you got stock market, you got fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's all different types of ways to get paid now. But back in the day, you literally had to be somewhat kind of greedy, and then like you had all these coins and you were holding on to them, and you didn't want to let any of them go because you were trying to get rich. And even though you weren't rich now, you understood the virtue of kind of being greedy. Like, you know what I'm saying? That like it was the only way to get rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, this thought subconsciously still plays out today in a lot of earth signs, and that like they still think that like you got to hold on to all your money, like saving, concept of saving on to every penny, holding on to every penny and stacking it. And one day I'm gonna get rich if I hold on to all my money. Like this is a form, this is an old ass thought. You see what I'm saying? They never really got out of the subconscious. It's like a obsolete thought that's still embedded in the brain of a lot of earth signs. Like when they see coins or when they see money, or the notion of getting rich is by holding on to all of your money. Like, you see what I'm saying? And like this is one of the it's like the beginning of the thought of man, I gotta get some money and save my money. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, man, you know, I just had $100, I blew through all of it. And it's like, man, well, if I gave you another $100, you're gonna blow through that too. It's not like if I give you $100 and another $100 and another $100 and another $100, that you actually hold on to all these $100. Even though in the back of your mind you think this is the way to get rich, you've never actually done this. So like this is where it's just really a thought. Like, so this is what the Ace of Pentacles is. This is the idea of telling you, man, we need to get some money. We need to stack some money. How are we going to actually do it practically? Don't even matter. It's just the thought, the urge to want to save money and stack money. You know what I'm saying? How you actually going to do it a lot of times don't even matter. So like this, but then just as soon as you had that thought, you know what I'm saying, you go to the 2. So you're like, okay, so what is this? This is a dude, he start juggling. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a guy that's juggling. So he started out with the idea, say, man, I got to get some money. So he started juggling. I got to hustle. So you're like a hustler. But you see, everything is lean. Like, you look at, like, he's on one foot. Everything is not balanced right. Even if you look in the back, kind of. Let me see if I can blow that up. If you look at the back, you see what I'm saying? Like, you see ships going up and down on the water, which is, in stock market, they call volatility. So it's like the ups and downs of life and trying to find that balance. And he's not balanced. He's on one foot, and you see the hat is tilted over, and he's juggling, and he's trying to find a balance. And, like, you know what I'm saying, in order to get, you know what I'm saying, to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So this is the concept of juggling money, juggling your time, juggling life in order to get money, in order to, you know what I'm saying, and at the same time being entertaining and like providing you know what I'm saying, providing a service, you know what I'm saying, for people that makes them feel good. You know what I'm saying? So he's juggling. So it's like this is a guy, you know what I'm saying, juggling through the things of life. You know what I'm saying, trying to figure out how to get money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the thing about juggling is that you could drop the ball. Like, you see what I'm saying? That, like, so everything ain't always good. Like, you see what I'm saying? You might fuck it up. It's a juggle. It's a process. It's not easy to juggle until you get it down pat. And the other thing too, you know, there's an infinity symbol in the right there in the middle, which basically saying he's juggling forever. So like the job never stops. Is that like this is something that he's doing. He's constantly doing. Like this is who he is. He's a juggler. Like, you see what I'm saying? That like, even though you might be working at McDonald's, or you might be working here, or you might be a dad, or you might be a father, or you might be like, life takes you through a lot of different experiences of juggling. You see what I'm saying? But ultimately, at the essence, you're a juggler. Like, you see what I'm saying? So like that's what he is, and he's trying to find a balance to try to get money. You see what I'm saying? So like, this is ruled by the High Priestess card in the number 2. You see what I'm saying? Which is in the major arcana, which is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is like, it's like the Virgin almost. It's like the thought before how do you even say that? The thought before the thought. You know what I'm saying? Almost. It's kind of weird to say. I didn't want to say it like that, but that's kind of what it is. It's like what do you want to be when you grow up type shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like the dream of the dream. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, I want to be a whatever I'm going to be. How I'm going to actually get there, I don't know. So like, that's kind of what the High Priestess is. So like, this is her influencing the earth sign, basically saying, hey, well, start juggling. Like, you see what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, but I'm juggling. Like, you see what I'm saying? So he's on his way to start getting money. So then what happens is, in the 3 in the major arcana is the Empress. You see what I'm saying? The Empress is pregnant. You see what I'm saying? So basically it's a pregnant woman. You see what I'm saying? So she's living in, she's in luxury. You see what I'm saying? So she's it's basically about coming to fruition. You see what I'm saying? So the idea is starting to take form. You see what I'm saying? It's not here yet, but it's starting to take form. This is what the Empress is. You see what I'm saying? So like, when you're looking at this card, he making negotiations. So it's like, okay, man, I got a business. Like, you see 3 people basically in here negotiating. It looked like the dude about to do some type of artwork or some type of business, like for these 2 people in a church or something like that. And they somehow setting up some type of negotiation for him to go in there and do some type of carving or some type of work, basically. You see what I'm saying? This is the earth sign shit. Like, he's about to chisel into the wall or basically do some very earthly shit, and he's setting up the negotiations for it. Or it might have just been after, and that he might have just done that shit, and he's actually, you know, negotiating the price for it. So it looks like some type of negotiation. So like, basically it's like, okay, the idea is coming to the fruition that I could actually be a painter. I could actually be a singer. I could actually do what it is I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, what it is I'm trying to be. I could actually become this person because I'm starting to negotiate, and people are coming to me for my services, and I have a good negotiation process. It's the Empress. It's pregnant. It's on the surface. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, like a way to show off show off the essence of who you really are, and like what your talents and your creativity, like, you see what I'm saying, and being hired to do that, basically. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's what the Empress, the 3, look like in an earth setting. You see what I'm saying? So it's a good card. He can negotiate. He's starting to become what it is he do. You see what I'm saying? So then you got the 4, which is the Emperor card, which is ruled by the Emperor card. You look at the Emperor card, it's a real masculine card. So he's like, it's a dude sitting on his throne. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of Aries energy. It's a lot of very masculine energy in that card. So when you see that energy play out in the 4 in the Earth suit, you get this card right here, which is a dude being greedy as hell. And they're like, this would remind you, he just got paid in the 3. He had a job, he got paid, now he got money, now he greedy as hell. He holding on to it. You see what I'm saying? He's like, and he's also kind of showing, he's kind of flossing it for you in your face. So on one hand, he kind of showing you, but at the same time, he's getting greedy with it. So like, this is where you get, you see what I'm saying? You know, this is what I call the Chris Lighty avatar, basically. You know what I'm saying? Where this shit kick off, and then like Chris Lighty avatar is basically like the very things that you hold on to be the exact shit that cause your downfall. You see what I'm saying? That like, once you get the big house, like Big say, more money, more problems. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of what happens between the 4 and the 5. And then in the 4, okay, now he got all this money, now you got to maintain it. Now you got this big ass house, now you got to maintain it. Now you got all this money, you got all these people coming at you, asking you what their problems and shit like that, and it's pissing you off because you got money and you pissed off that they can't understand that all you got to do is live your dreams and work as hard as you did, and you're going to get everything you want. You start saying shit like this, and people looking at you like, motherfucker, I need some money right now. Like, So I'm saying, so you get frustrated, so you get greedy, like, you see what I'm saying, that you don't want to let go of all of the shit that you work so hard for in the 1, 2, and 3 to get. You see what I'm saying? So this is very early in the story, mind you. Like, we only know at number 4 in the story, and then like very early in the story, earth signs got on their job. They was able to get a job. They was able to get some money. They was able to get their car. It was like boom, like they able to. It was, I mean, it was juggling. They got out there, they did the resume, they did the interview, they got the job, they getting paid, boom. Like, this is their element. They can nail this shit. Problem is that once they get there, they get greedy, they turn into this motherfucker. Like, you see what I'm saying? So this is, mind you, this is ruled by the fold of the Emperor card. The Emperor card is masculine energy. So it's like about your pride. It's about showing off what you've obtained. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's ruled by the Emperor card. So like, this motherfucker's being greedy. He's like, damn, you know, look at all this, man. But at the same time, he's flossing it in front of people. Now, he don't know in the next card, he about to lose all of this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is everything that you wanted that fucking car, you about to crash that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You about to lose it, or you about to get it repoed. They about to come repossess it because you're going to lose your job, or you're going to get fired, or you're going to get in an argument at your job. You're going to start doing some stupid shit at your job and end up losing your job or something. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens in the 5, which is in the very next card. You see what I'm saying? Now, you see a lady out here walking around in the snow with you can't tell if it's her son or it might be her son, it might be her boyfriend, but like somebody's basically following her. You see what I'm saying? In the snow, they out in the snow. You see what I'm saying? And they walking past a church. Now you be like, hold on, what the fuck happened? Just in the 4, this motherfucker had money. In the 3, he was negotiating deals and he got his money. Now he out here in the snow. You're like, what the fuck happened? Like something happened between the 4 and the 5. You see what I'm saying? Now the 5 is ruled by the Hierophant, which is the basically like the Pope. You see what I'm saying? Like the priest. It's basically who the kings got to report to. Like, you see what I'm saying? So like you see the kingly nature of him here, but when he goes to the Hierophant, is raw pain. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times when earth signs think of the concept of God, and they relate to the concept of struggling to get money, or like the idea of struggling to live. This is where this concept comes from. And it, like, you see what I'm saying? The connection with God with earth signs is based on raw pain, struggle. You see what I'm saying? This is the 5. You see what I'm saying? So like they be like, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, oh man, baby, you got to work hard and keep the faith in God, and one day God gonna give you what you want. Like, this is where this shit come from. And they're like, they didn't have money and lost it. You see what I'm saying? So then that's when they get religious and they be like, God, please, like, why ain't nobody love me no more? Why don't nobody care for me? Because like now they get like, you see they walking past the church. Now they could go in the church, but for some reason they not. You see what I'm saying? And another thing about this card, even though it's a ruthless ass card, you see what I'm saying, you want to remember that it's about being together. And they're like, they outside in the cold, but they still together. And they fucked up, but they still together. So a lot of times when you come to an earth sign, when they are fucked up like this under the Chris Lighty Act, like when it'd be 9 times out of 10 be the exact shit that they did, be the exact shit that caused this shit. You see what I'm saying? So like it'd be hard for them to admit that they fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Because it'd be some exact shit that was you know what I'm saying? But if you are there with them and you can weather the storm with them, you see what I'm saying, then you will get a good friend. You see what I'm saying? Because like this is only halfway into the movie. Like, you see what I'm saying? So basically this is the climax, and that like this is a guy who got on, who got rich, and then lost everything. So like you think of stories of like Solomon in the Bible, you think of stories like even Scarface, kind of, you know what I'm saying, somebody who got super rich and lost everything, even though he lost it at the end. But like you see like what's like a movie, you think a movie like somebody who get rich right at the beginning and then lose everything halfway into it type shit. You see what I'm saying? Like these are the type of movies that's going, or like you think like the beginning of Blow. Like I don't know if you've seen Blow. You know what I'm saying? Like how he got a lot, this is really some earth sign shit. Like he started selling hella weed and he got locked up. You know what I'm saying? And then he started even selling more. He started selling cocaine and shit like that. But in the beginning, how he made a lot of money real quick and then got locked the fuck up like halfway in the movie. That's some like an earth sign kind of movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of based on business. It's not really a love story. It's based on like a motherfucker trying to get rich. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a different type of story from a water story. You see what I'm saying? So like these type of stories that earth signs are gonna be naturally attracted to. Like you might want to watch a movie like Blow, or like, you know what I'm saying, Scarface, or like, you know what I'm saying, like movies where motherfuckers is hustling, like New Jack City type shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Where, but you know what I'm saying, same kind of shit. I remember in New Jack City, the character Ice-T had told a story of his mom getting killed or some shit like that. You know, I think Nino Brown actually killed his mom or some shit like that. And like halfway in the story, they kind of told a story like that, and it's kind of the same shit. And they're like, you see what I'm saying, in the pursuit of trying to get money, the ruthless shit that go down. You see what I'm saying? So you see a lot of hood movies like that. Niggas shooting at each other and shit, killing each other over money. Like, so that's where all of this energy come from. That's why I call it Taurus verse at the same time. It's like where a lot of, we talk about sacrificing, and then like Taurus is, a lot of earth signs understand this. You look at Pharaoh in the Bible. Pharaoh is a perfect example of this shit right here. Like when it actually come down to the connection with God, it's pain and struggle. Like, you know what I'm saying? They tore up fucking all of Egypt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they killed his son. They sent locusts all through the kingdom, and like they felt the river up full of blood. They did all type of bogus shit. You know what I'm saying? This is only halfway into the goddamn story. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is a person who was rich, who had fucking everything, and like, this is what a lot of, you look at Meek Mill, like the shit Meek Mill going through right now, he's a Taurus. You know what I'm saying? Like how he had all that money and all that stuff, and they just got snatched from him. You see what I'm saying? Like, Nicole Brown Simpson, Scott Peterson's wife. I use these as a lot of reference points. You know what I'm saying? You look at a lot of earth signs go through, a lot of Virgos, especially, they go through this. And you go watch my Virgo video, I give a whole list of names of people who fit right into this aesthetic when I talk about it, like halfway in their life, like they hit a wall hard as hell. You look at the football player, what's his name, who played for the Panthers. Why am I drawing a blank right now? I'm drawing a total blank right now, and that's a fucking goddamn shame. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback who played for the Carolina Panthers, man, it's fucked up. Somebody say his goddamn name. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, that type of shit. And somebody else was saying in the comments, like Beyonce, I believe she's a Virgo type shit. You know what I'm saying? You look at, you know what I'm saying, when she put out that album Lemonade, you see what I'm saying? Like when she was talking about all the shit she was actually going through, that shit. You know, so that's kind of the energy from the same card. Is that like they got to go through some shit like this before they really find God and become the true service of who they are. So then when you look at the 6, what happens after the 5, you know what I'm saying? Once they go through the storm, you see the same characters out here begging somebody for money. You know what I'm saying? Where like this tears directly into a lot of earth signs' pride, and then like when they turn into beggars, or like when it literally, you know what I'm saying, it's like a give and take situation where like they have to kind of embrace the struggle of what they're going through. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, if you homeless, don't nobody want to come out and embrace the fact, like don't nobody want to go to a homeless shelter. No matter how homeless you are, you don't never actually want to break down and go to a homeless shelter. Or like you're a drug addict, don't no drug addict ever want to actually go to and check into a drug rehab clinic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like admitting that you're homeless. It's kind of like admitting that you're fucking fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that's what happens here in the 6. The 6 of Pentacles is ruled by the Lover's card. The 6 in the major Taurus is ruled by the Lover's card. So like when you look at this picture play out in an earth setting, the Lover's card play out in an earth setting, this is where the concept you get of like prostitution. Like a lot of times you look at not necessarily prostitution, but like, you know what I'm saying, in a lover setting, a lot of earth signs do not see the what you call tricking. And it's like, they say it ain't tricking if you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of earth signs look at generosity, like paying for sex or some shit like that. Like it's like generosity, some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? And that like being generous. You see what I'm saying? And that that's love to them. So like whereas a lot of water signs think that love is just telling people about how you feel and shit like that. Like an earth sign person in a lover setting or something like this, they're gonna try to take you out and spend money on you. So I'm saying they gonna rather be the guy in the red giving than the person being receiving. You see what I'm saying? So like, but a lot of times when they own the receiving end, that's when they learn to humble themselves, because it's not like earth signs hate being on the receiving end of some shit like that. It tears directly into their pride. Like they didn't crash their car and then they gotta call their boy to come pick them up and take them to work every day type shit. Like they hate this shit. You see what I'm saying? But this is direct shit earth sign motherfuckers go through all the time. You see what I'm saying? But and this is how God works with them. And they're like, God, like in the 5 they walk past the church back here in the 5. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's how it play out right here. And they're like, this is when they see the whole spiral, like the whole 360 of how they was acting back here in the 4. You see what I'm saying? When they on the receiving end of the 6, that's when it makes sense. They be like, damn, like I didn't realize I was acting like that. You see what I'm saying? And I got fucked up, and now here I am begging. That's when they start to get a bigger understanding of who they are. And in a lover setting, like, you know what I'm saying, this also too, you remember this in the earth sign, a lover setting, it's about money. And because this is ruled by the 6, the Lover's card. So like this is about money, this is about you know what I'm saying. Now I want to say it's kind of like tricking, and then like if you want to go out, you want to have sex, you're gonna have to pay for a dinner, you have to pay for gas, or somehow, some way you got to spend some money if you're trying to get some pussy, like, you know what I'm saying, or if you're trying to you know what I'm saying, date a guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like somehow, some way, somebody have to pay the bill at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna have to be generous in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, you just kind of see the earth signs under the 6. They want to be generous. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a give and take situation wherein that like they understand the dynamic of, you know what I'm saying, somebody is getting exploited here. It's like almost like it plays out in an exploitee situation, and that like the balance that he looking, like you see he holding them scales right there, the balance he looking for in them scales, they'll never really get found because of the aesthetic of the situation. And that like you got people embracing their weakness, and then you got this guy embracing his own generosity. So it's not really a fair balance, and that like it's not really what it is on the surface. It's like the characters of life, like the way that life thrusts us into these unbalanced situations and how you play up or down to that character. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what happens a lot of times in love settings with earth signs, and they're like a lot of earth sign women can become gold diggers. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be mad at you when you don't understand their aesthetic toward wanting the security of having a big house and a big car and, you know what I'm saying, money in the bank and shit like that. And they're like, they'll look at you like you crazy when you don't comfort their fears in regards to that, because this plays out in the 6. Like this plays out directly into the fears of what the fuck they be thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying, in regards to love situations, money, house, car, generosity, shit like that. That's what you see in this card. You know what I'm saying? So what happens when you move next is in the 7, you know what I'm saying, he basically get back on his grind. He's like, okay, well, I got to get back out here. You see what I'm saying? I can't be a fucking homeless. I can't be a bum. You see what I'm saying? There's got to be something bigger out here. So, like, he starts planting seeds. You see what I'm saying? But he's still kind of frustrated by what happened back in the 5. So, like, you see what I'm saying? He's like, okay, if these seeds grow, they grow. If they don't, then they don't, type shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm planting seeds, and I'm starting to see results, but he's not really satisfied with the results. He's like, okay, like, I'm working, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, mind you, this is ruled by the 7, which is the Chariot card. And the Chariot card, the major tarot, is basically like opposite energies coming together. You see what I'm saying? It's like a chariot. It's like 2 horses moving in the opposite direction. It's like black and white coming together, fat and skinny coming together. It's like the sun and the moon coming together. Like the total opposite, male and female coming together. Like it's about opposite energies coming together. So when you see this shit play out in this setting here, you see what I'm saying? Like when you start throwing a lot of ideas, like, hey man, you know, why don't you get back out here? You was real good. Remember back in the 3 where you was doing the thing at the church and you was negotiating and you was bad, man. You carved that whole thing into the shit. Why don't you get back out here and you can, you know what I'm saying, get some new clients going and stuff like that. And they be like, you know, I don't know, man. Times is different now, and you know, I don't know if I could do it like that no more. And like, you know what I'm saying, like the new ideas is coming, but this is how he's responding. He's like he's not as confident as he was back in the 3. You see what I'm saying? He done kind of lost his, he done got humbled now. You see what I'm saying? So now he got, this is why a lot of earth signs, a lot of Taurus signs don't want to do shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? And like this is where the stubbornness start to kick in. And that, like, you know what I'm saying, you come, like, as soon as you come at them with a new idea, you gotta kind of expect them to respond like that. Like, they're gonna be like, oh shit, well, I don't know no more, man. Like, you know, I'm just gonna be cool, man. I'm just gonna chill at the crib with the fruit that I done grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is that shit. You see what I'm saying? And like a lot of earth, like Virgos, I think are the only ones who not really affected by this shit as much. Even though they are affected by this because they are kind of mutable, they can kind of bounce back a lot quicker than a Capricorn and a Taurus. And that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they get hit with shit, they be immutable, and that like they can kind of charge the shit to the game and kind of play the fool a little bit more. Like they can get back out there and put the fake smile on and just keep it moving a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for a Capricorn to do that shit. It's almost impossible for a Taurus to do that shit because they gonna remember what the fuck happened in that 5. They gonna be still stuck right here. Like even though we didn't move past this shit and everything, he back on his feet. His mind gonna be still stuck on that motherfucking 5. He gonna like, man, fuck that shit. Like when he got locked up, the motherfucker been in jail or been shot or been in the hospital or was out here homeless, fucked up, didn't have no money. Like they gonna be haunted by that shit. They get PTSD from that shit. You see what I'm saying? So don't be coming at them with a whole bunch of new ideas, thinking them to take risks. Like they gonna go back and start doing the shit that they was like. That part of them is dead. Like, you see what I'm saying? That they go through a death and resurrection of that. Like that person of them is gone. You see what I'm saying? Like. especially like if it was a breakup that went down and like you they ex and like y'all done broke up and they on that side and they, you know what I'm saying, got some shit going and you trying to get back, you can definitely kiss that shit. But like a lot of times when earth signs we break up, that shit be done, like done for real. You see what I'm saying? Very rarely will you break up with an earth sign and have an opportunity to get back with their ass. Like, you see what I'm saying? So this is a big reason why, because like right there they still got that PTSD from that 5. You see what I'm saying? But if you stay with them, if you weather the storm, this is what I was saying back here, if you weather the storm with them, you see what I'm saying, and you get here with them, they will kind of see the glass more full. If you kind of remind them like, hey man, we got through that shit, now we here, it's a new opportunity. Like you say, you was with them and you can speak to their subconscious, you can speak to their belief system, the belief system that got them. Mind you, this is the 5 is the Hierophant, so you're speaking to the belief system, like, you see what I'm saying? So like, if you actually say, look man, remember when we was out there on there and that day we ate that bullshit and we was out there in the cold, and like you can speak to the specifics of how God got you through that moment, like the specific details of what happened, of how, like the story, you know the exact story of exactly how that shit went down, and you were able to verbalize that shit almost verbatim to them in their subconscious. Like that's the only shit that will actually a lot of times get them to move past this shit right here in the 7 that you get here, because like you have to understand their belief system. You have to speak directly to the neurons that are embedded in their fucking brain, and like that shit has a language almost like Arabic, like the Arabic fucking language. Like you have to encode, like you got to type that shit in almost like a keyboard, like almost exactly. Like you ever see the fucking Indiana Jones where he had to jump over every fucking letter? Like, you know what I'm saying? If he hit one letter, then he fell through the fucking shit. Like there's some tourist shit. And then like when you trying to get them to do shit, you have to be able to like literally hit every letter in their fucking brain in order to get their ass to move, and it has to line up to like a code of God. Like, okay, this is God intervening, telling me to get up and go do this shit. If it don't sound that way, they not gonna do that shit. Like because you're dealing with this 7 here, and it's like the Chariot don't move in the earth setting, and they're like 7 to a sword, like to in the air sign, like 7 the Chariot. That's one that we love that card, because like that's when we get it cracking. Like that's when our fucking best elements is the 7. You know what I'm saying? It's the Chariot card, because it gives us, we air. It's like trying to be all over the place at once. So we go into a party, we walk out of that motherfucker with everybody's phone number. We done took a picture with everybody. We know the DJ. We done got some free CDs. We done got free drinks at the bar. We know the bartender. We know the janitor. Like we know everybody in that. We done interact with everybody in that motherfucker. Like the Chariot is a good card in the sword setting. You see what I'm saying? Whereas like you see that same set, like same shit. You take this earth motherfucker to that same party, they gonna go sit down in a corner somewhere and get a couple drinks, and they not gonna fuck with nobody type shit. Like they gonna be sitting there looking at the party like that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, like they don't feel the Chariot like that. The Chariot is like, it's like the party. It's like all this shit clashing. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like fucking WrestleMania mixed with the Hot 97 concert mixed with like the biggest fucking event like that you can imagine in your head cracking off, and you there. You see what I'm saying? But when you take the earth motherfucker there, and they still got PTSD from this shit and this shit, they gonna be standing on the wall looking like this. Like, you see what I'm saying? So like, know that shit in the gate, and that it's ruled by the 7. You see what I'm saying? So when they finally get past that shit, you see what I'm saying, we go over into the motherfucking 8. They like, man, really what I want to be doing is at the crib doing this shit right here. You see what I'm saying? And this is a really good card. This is what this is right now. This is the shit that rules me more than anything right here, is this shit. Which, what the fuck you see him doing? Like on his motherfucking grind, ain't nobody bothering him. He just want to be outside in nature, doing what the fuck he doing. He like, man, you know what? Let me get back on my shit, man. I didn't bullshitted enough. I didn't lost everything. God didn't show me that it ain't about the money. It's really about this shit right here. It's about loving what the fuck you do. And mind you, they had to go through all of this shit before they realized that, like, you know what I'm saying? First they started out juggling. Then he got some contracts. He got the bread, lost the bread, started begging, got out here, found him some love, some new hope. Still, and he still got PTSD from this shit. So like, you can imagine, that's the other thing too. You imagine being a spouse of this motherfucker right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times, like, earth signs, husband, like, you was a male earth sign, like, they fucking wife hate their ass, because, like, they know this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They be like, man, he's stubborn as fuck, because, like, he don't move. But even though he found love here, you see what I'm saying, they still be stubborn as fuck. Like, they still be kind of living in the past. You see what I'm saying? So they can't get him to crack out of that shit, because, like, all they really want to do is just go to work every day and come home and watch TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go home, go to work, come home, eat, watch TV, fuck. Like, you ever see Fences? Like, with Denzel character? That's a straight earth. Like, all you watch Fences, you literally see every fucking card that you see, and I'm breaking down in this whole shit. Like, you see this whole shit play out exactly what the fuck I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? This is the subconscious of the fucking earth sign motherfucker. Like Denzel, this is Denzel character, and they're like, when he was hollering at her and he was saying, I don't have shit else. Like, he was like, this is all I got is I go to work, I come home, you know what I'm saying, I eat, we have sex, and I go to sleep. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is straight earth sign shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Under, like, and they, subconsciously, they feel like it's the path that God is taking them through, but they want more, but they in the groove of this pattern. This is what I was saying at the beginning of this video, is that, like, they clunky in these cars, and they're like, you see how they fit exactly into these cars. Like, they fit, like, the patterns of their life fit. Like, you look at Eazy-E, same. You look at NWA, Straight Outta Compton movie, perfect example of what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, you see what I'm saying? The way that they had all that money and then, like, lost all of that shit, fucked up the paperwork, lost all that shit. You see what I'm saying? And when it came down at the end, all he really wanted to do was do what he was doing with Bone, but then the nigga died. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it wasn't about the money, it was just really about making good music and shit like that, but then the nigga died. But he had to go through all of that shit before he came to that realization. You see what I'm saying? The Meek Mill is kind of going through that right now, and then he in jail, locked up, doing all that shit. He gonna come out, and then he gonna start, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, earth sign of motherfuckers who go to jail and come out talking that religious shit, that ox shit, that all that, getting on the floor and doing salats and putting their head on the floor and all that type of shit. Like, these motherfuckers who be doing that, they be talking about ancient Egypt. Like, they get locked up and come out talking about ancient Egypt and motherfucking kings and pharaoh and all that type of shit. Motherfuckers be looking at like, motherfucker, you was the same motherfucker out here with a pistol in your motherfucking hip, selling crack every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you walk around with a kufi on your motherfucking head, talking about you understand God and dynamic. Well, what you looking at in these cars is like, why that shit play out? Like, you know what I'm saying? It sounds funny me saying it, but it's like, because it's that clunky, and they're like, you motherfuckers, you know motherfuckers who fit into this exact aesthetic. Like, ain't this the same motherfucker who had all that bread who ended up losing his whole house got foreclosed, they took everything, now y'all here fucked up. Like, you see what I'm saying? Oh shit, this my nigga. Hold on 1 second. Hey, what up, bro? Yeah, give me a second. Shit, you already started the meeting? Hey, I just need like 10, let me call you back in, like, I swear to God, like 10 minutes. Not even. I'll call you right back. Alright. That's my nigga, he in Guatemala. This nigga speak fucking, I think like 3 languages. He a nigga from Alabama, speak 3 different fucking languages. Nigga live in Guatemala type shit. You don't never see a nigga, you don't really see nobody who speak English speak more than 1 language. You so say like, who you got English as your first language? Like, very rarely do you see motherfuckers who got English as their first language speak more than 1 language. This nigga speak like 3 languages, and English was his first language. Like, the shit about learning, the side note real quick, the shit about learning English language is that, like, everything is backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why it's very, like, a lot, you know, everybody around the whole world speak more than 1 language. They can speak English. You know what I'm saying? But, like, motherfuckers who speak English don't know no other language, because, like, once that shit is ingrained in your fucking head, we call this a bastard language, and it's like, once you get English ingrained in your head, like, nigga, you fuck. Because, like, now you gotta learn how the rest of the world think, but, like, backwards. And they're like, we don't even know this shit. And they're like, everything we do is backwards as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, that's a whole nother side note. So I'm saying, but, yeah, so the earth sign basically fucked their whole life up, and now they getting back together. Now they thinking, now they learn that God is working through them. Now they can work every day, feel good about what they do, and it's cool. And then guess what happens is that, like, after they spend all that time doing that, bam, you see the beautiful woman in the garden with the falcon on her hand. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is, oh, mind you, by the 8, the 8 is ruled, not to rush through, the 8 is ruled by, in the major arcana is ruled by strength. You see what I'm saying? And strength, a lot of times people misconstrue the word strength, and the strength is not physical strength. A lot of times strength is the aesthetic between people. Strength is the ability to withstand, it's like stamina more so than strength. It's like the ability to withstand, is the ability to endure, the ability to tame wild energy. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of what strength is in tarot. You see what I'm saying? The ability to beat, I don't want to say beat yourself, because that sounds fucking like masturbation, but it's really, it's like the ability to compete against yourself, like know yourself, know your enemies, know your weaknesses, and compete with your own weaknesses just for the sake of your own internal pleasure and your own entertainment, not for the sake of somebody else. But, like, you know what I'm saying, this is kind of what in Kabbalah they call dot. You know the difference between dot and kita. You see what I'm saying? But you know, this resurrection of self for the sake of self, not for outside influence. You see what I'm saying? This is kind of what strength is in tarot. So I'm saying, so you see him here doing this. This is what strength is to an earth sign. This is how strength plays out in the earth setting. It's like, man, just leave me alone, just nice and quiet. I can do what I can do. Don't bother me. I just want to do my work. Don't fuck with me. When I'm done We can come out, we can have a good time, but like right now, in order to get my strength, I just need to, whatever it is they do, they work out, they do their blogging, they do their music, whatever it is, like, but they just want a nice quiet setting when they can do what the fuck they do and don't be bothered. So I'm saying this is what connects them to their inner strength, which is a religious experience to them. You know what I'm saying? And this is what takes them to here. And then, like, if they can't do that, this is where they was trying to really get to here in the 4. The relationship between the 4 and the 9 in the Pentacle setting is humongous, because you see right here he was being greedy, but now he didn't work through and did everything he got. Now he's like, it's not greed. It's like it's a bountiful, plentiful experience. It's more graceful experience. It's not, it's clunky. It's not being greedy. It's like they didn't went through the turmoils of life and got connected with God, so now they can better appreciate. They're not being greedy. It's more of a graceful, and it's more. You see, it's more pentacles. Whereas in here, he only had 4, and he was trying to hold on to them. Now she got 9, and it's just spread out. You know what I'm saying? In a beautiful setting. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the falcon, you know what I'm saying? The falcon is resurrection. It's a symbol of resurrection. You know what I'm saying? It's a very religious. It's one of the oldest, ancient religious birds. It's one of the most first. It was literally the first religious birds. The falcon is symbol of resurrection. So it was, the phoenix is influenced by this as well. You know what I'm saying? So the background, you see the sun is you know what I'm saying, right behind her head. You know what I'm saying? So she's glowing. She's one with the sun. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful gold robe. You know what I'm saying? Obviously still flossing. You know what I'm saying? But way more graceful with the flossing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really flossing. It's more about resurrection. It's like, it's internal floss. It's like, I did this for me, not to floss in front of people and show how greedy I am. It's like, it's a internal experience. You know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of times the earth signs are really kind of into themselves and their own way of thinking, because they trying to get to this point right here. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, that's an internal process of what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? So once they get here and they develop the grace of life and they not so ruthless as they were in the other cards, you see what I'm saying? And they can get to this final card, which here in the 10, which is, you kind of see it's an old man here, you know what I'm saying, looking over. You can't really tell if it's his daughter or his kids or grandkids, you know what I'm saying? And you say there's some dogs in a garden. It's a beautiful archway here, which kind of symbolizes unification or like a marriage almost. You see what I'm saying? So like they kind of see themselves as their oldest self, and they're like Poe call this shit the old man lit, and they're like, a lot of earth signs from the early age, they can already kind of see themselves as the old. Like a lot of times they say Capricorns start out as old and they get younger as they move through life, and it's kind of the same shit. Is that like they already kind of see the end of their life almost. They kind of see themselves as old, and they kind of see, that's why they want this wealth, because they know that they're gonna get old, and that when they get old they want to be able to retire, and they want to be able to sit back like this and be a caretaker for the next generation. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's dogs, whether it's the kids, whether you're saying, because they understand that there's another generation coming behind them. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they went through all of these cards to try to get to this point and be straight. You see what I'm saying? Now, mind you, this is a cycle. So like, this is just a thought. You see what I'm saying? So just as soon as you think this is actual drama playing out, you got to remember all these are really just the thoughts in the subconscious of how they thoughts play out. You see what I'm saying? So just as soon as we get to the end of this card, you got to remember, you go right back to the one and the whole shit start over again, because this is a spiral. You know, we call this the Mad Hatter avatar. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you can go on eBay and look that shit up if you want to download. It's only like $3. Y'all could support your boys. Literally like $3. You can download the audio for that. It's called the Mad Hatter avatar, which is basically like the spiral of these numbers. Is that you just went through 0 through 1 to, you know what I'm saying, 0 through 10. You see what I'm saying? This is 10. The 10 is the Wheel of Fortune in the major arcana, which is basically like what you get. It's like the manifestation. It's like, here's your fortune. Here's what all of this shit led to. You see what I'm saying? It's like everything in the 0 through 9, everything 1 through 9 is basically done. We've tidied, and this is like the tidying up of things. It's like, okay, it's like the final. Whereas 9 is ruled. You go to 9. I'm saying, in the this was saying in the major arcana, the 9 is the Hermit card. You see what I'm saying? And the Hermit is I'm trying to really figure out a way to explain this shit in like 45 seconds, because I could literally sit here and talk to you about the Hermit card for fucking hours. You know what I'm saying? But like 9 is one of the most coldest cards in the whole tarot. You know what I'm saying? Ruled by the concept of 9 is like same shit I was kind of saying about the Kabbalah, in that like it's like dot. It's like your internal. It's like when they say know thyself, but like really know thyself, like knowing your weaknesses, like you know what I'm saying, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying, but being able to spend time by yourself in silence and not feeling uncomfortable, like being comfortable in your own skin. You see what I'm saying? Basically, in a nutshell, giving you the really fast forward version of what 9 is. So like that's why you see her like this in the garden. It's like she's comfortable in her own. Whereas like in the 4, she was trying to impress people and show off. Now he's just comfortable in his own skin. He's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens when you spend a lot of time by yourself. If you locked up in jail, or if you meditate. Same thing when you study stocks. Believe it or not, you spend a lot of time by yourself. You get real polished because you start to get influenced by the businesses that you study. That's why I highly suggest a lot of earth signs study stocks. You know what I'm saying? You can sign up for my other website if you want to learn that, corporatealgorithm.ning.com, or drop me an email if you want to learn about that. I have very good training on learning stocks. You know what I'm saying? Very good training on that shit. World-class training, like no bullshit. So, you know what I'm saying, the more time you spend by yourself, the more polished you become. Like the 9, you're saying, you get that's what you get, the 9. You get the hermit. And when the hermit play out in the earth setting, you get her. So I'm saying, so after that, so after she got done with all of that, you know what I'm saying, you went into the hermit, you went into the self, you fixed yourself, and then you pass it down to the next generation. You know what I'm saying? This is very important to earth signs when you concept of thinking of how a tree grows. When you think of a tree, the tree grows, then the winter comes, it dies, then it grows again, and then it's like generation after generation of leaves, and there's millions and millions of leaves that come off this tree for generations and generations off this same tree, and that the tree is aware of that for all the way down into the roots of the ground, and then like it dies and it comes back, and it dies and it comes back, and this is a cycle, and like this is what plays out in earth science, and that like the changing of the seasons has a huge effect on the decisions they make in their subconscious. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you want to study these other cards, I would spend a whole nother hour just on these 4 cards. You see what I'm saying? These are very important cards because you want to study these because they tell you how do you explain this? How kind of, I want to say the maturity level, but like how the brain processes this loop at different stages of life, basically, I guess, for lack of a better term, in that, like, you know, these patterns play out, you know, adolescents, teenagers, adults, and you know, king, like, you know what I'm saying, like king is like adult, like you know, when you grown, like when they say grown man shit, like, you know what I'm saying, that's like the king. You know what I'm saying? So like how this cycle plays out in different states of their life. You know what I'm saying? So like very important to know that shit. I just don't have the time to go through this shit. I was supposed to be done at 10 o'clock. I was supposed to go to a meeting at 10 o'clock. So I gave y'all this information real quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring y'all questions. So hold on, let me go through this shit real quick. I gotta get the fuck off of here. This here we were. That's why Virgo blah 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 blah. Opinion on moon in Capricorn. Do you know any? No, I do not know any moon in Capricorns, but you know, when people ask me that shit, you know what I'm saying, it's very difficult to determine because a lot of times I like to give a specifics in there, like I like to know the sun sign. You know what I'm saying? But like just to give you a general interpretation, moon in Capricorn, you know what I'm saying? They be with the bullshit, basically, like in a nutshell. And that, like, you know what I'm saying? They'll play. They kind of are hard on their friends to the point they'll play their friends based on principles that their friends don't even stand on. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to have a moon in Capricorn. You see what I'm saying? And because like they got, it's like very detailed, specific. They can see, you know what I'm saying, where this friendship needs to go. They can see where this relationship needs to go. You see what I'm saying? But half the time, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers don't realize that relationships are leisurely in general. So like this is kind of the same shit I was talking about last night. In that, like, you know what I'm saying, you got a Capricorn, you got a moon in Capricorn, you trying to go somewhere, but you know what I'm saying, the aesthetic of life a lot of times don't require you to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So like that could be real hard. You know what I'm saying? Being around friends and family and shit like that, trying to create a dynasty, like kind of like what I was talking about in this video with passing someone for the next generation. know what I'm saying, this is where they moon is at. But you know what I'm saying, if you need to really, like, if you try to do this for your family ain't on that could be real hard. You see what I'm saying? And basically that's the kind of Capricorn story for some moon shit. Bro, it's coins, how to get the coin, meeting, get the coin, bring to the fruition. How to get the coin, meeting to get the coin, to give birth or to bring to fruition of the coin through gifts and talents. It's exactly right. A lot of it is through gifts and talents. You know what I'm saying? And not focus on the coin. That's what happens to the foe. You gotta look at the difference between a foe and a nine. The more you try to, like Jada could say, the more you start chasing money, the money start running. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of just fall in love with what you do and look at the value of it. Like, man, this is good information. They got this shit called the Petrosky score in stocks. It's what I'm saying called F score, the F score stocks. So you can look at the Petrosky score. Look this shit up. So I'm saying, because this is called a formula for growth. I said this shit in the Virgo video. I'm gonna say it again in this video. This really is called a formula for growth. And they're like, you don't necessarily have to invest in these particular stocks, but these are the stocks that you want to invest in because they have 9 specific traits of successful company. Like, so I'm saying, like, basically, like, it's like, okay, if you making double the amount of money, like if you can double your amount of money, like the reason people say sell Coke, because Coke got a good stretch. There's the reason people sell movies and CDs, because CDs got a good stretch. You're only paying 10 cents for a disc that you back in the day you could sell for $5. Like, you paying 10 cents for a fucking CD, you sell for $5. So like, that's fucking thousands and thousands, damn near 5,000% profit, some crazy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't really never take that away. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's a good product you want to sell versus like actually selling some like weed. Like, that's why I stopped selling weed, because like, you know what I'm saying, I sold weed literally for like Pac said, like maybe for like a week or two. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I was like, man, ain't no money in this shit, and then like, I gotta turn around and give damn near half the amount of money back to get a fucking re-up. Whereas I spend $10 on a pack of 50 fucking CDs or DVDs. You sell them bitches fuck $5, average $3. You know, so you do 3 for 10, $3 a goddamn disc. You know what I'm saying? You just made $150 off 50 motherfucking CDs. You just made fucking $150, damn near fucking sometimes up to fucking $250, depending on, you know what I'm saying, how you sell it. You know what I'm saying? You had a possibility at $5 a goddamn disc, 50 discs, till $250 off of fucking $10. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, so some Petrosky score shit, they're gonna be like, okay, well that's, you want to get into that type of shit versus selling something else that has a smaller amount of equity. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's 9 other traits like that. Like, that's just like one trait. Like, they go through all of the businesses and they say who is actually hitting these numbers, and if they hit these numbers, then more likely this business is gonna take off. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is the same shit that earth signs need to apply in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that, you know what I'm saying, trying to get shit and then like look at your own value versus, like, you're saying, looking at loving what you do and the value of what you do. And then like me selling, like, I used to go sit up in motherfucking Little Caesars, motherfuckers buy $5 pieces. You know what I'm saying? I used to put 4 movies on one disc. So like, I had like 4, especially the kids movies, I put like 4 or 5 kids movies on one disc. So you spend $5 with me, you was getting like literally 5 movies on one disc. It was like all kids movies. So like, Mexican motherfuckers used to come in there, they used to love me. It was like, motherfucker, you gonna buy what the fuck I'm buying, because I got motherfucking every goddamn, I got motherfucking Iron Man, fucking all whatever the fucking kids movie. I got all 5 of them motherfuckers on one goddamn disc for $5. You know what I'm saying? You spend 3 for 10, you was getting like fucking 12, 15 movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically for like $10 on 3 discs. You know what I'm saying? You gonna buy that shit, because if you got fucking 4 or 5 kids, there's no way in hell you're gonna take all 4 or 5 of these kids to go see all 4 or 5 of these movies on this goddamn disc. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you did that shit, you spend, that's like $100 every night to go to the goddamn movies. Especially you got 4 or 5 kids, you going to spend $100 by the end of the night. Now you got 4 or 5 movies on there, nigga. That's like $400 or $500 in 1 month that just went to the movies. If you trying to go see all 4 of these movies, and you got 4 kids, motherfucker, you gon' buy that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gon' buy from me. You know what I'm saying? I used to go sit up right in the Little Caesars, motherfucker come in there by the $5 pizza. Obviously they come in there because they on a budget. You know what I'm saying? They looking for motherfuckers like me. Like, people used to come in the Little Caesars looking at me like, hey man, how can I help you? Welcome to Little Caesars. Man, I don't even want no pizza. Where the fuck the movie man at? I need to buy them goddamn movies. You know what I'm saying? That was me. I used to do that. You laughing. This is my fucking real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, because I understood the value of what the fuck I was doing, and that's why I fell in love with selling movies. And then like, some people looked at what I was doing as ridiculous, but I loved selling movies because I used to look at the faces on the people who used to come up in the Little Caesars was broke as fuck with dirty ass coats on, dirty ass shoes, broke as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Down on their luck. And I was a motherfucker in there selling in the movies, giving their ass a lick. Like, it was a fucking lick, and they fucking loved me. You see what I'm saying? And I love the expression on their face when they bought from me and I knew that I was doing some shit that they needed. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's what I gave a fuck about. I didn't care that it was movies. It didn't matter what the fuck it was I was selling. You see what I'm saying? Even though I was making a fucking killing. You see what I'm saying? It didn't fucking matter. Like, you see what I'm saying? That, this is why a lot of Earthside motherfuckers sell drugs, sell dope, sell cocaine and shit like that. Cause like they just look at the percent price. They like want some petroleum or shit. Like okay, what can I put up the littlest amount of money and get the maximum amount of money for? Like they be looking at shit like that. That's why they start selling dope and shit like that. So saying for me, I got my same feeling from that from selling movies. And they're like, you going to feel a connection with God at some point doing what you love to do. So make sure it's some shit that people need, and make sure it's some shit that's morally correct. Like, you know what I'm saying? And some people felt a certain way and they're like, I was stealing from movies, but to me it was like some Robin Hood shit. I was stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, and like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't give a fuck that, you know what I'm saying, the movie industry lost thousands of dollars from, you know what I'm saying, for me. I didn't give a fuck. And then like, I was helping people who needed the shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it wasn't drugs. Like, you see what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing illegal. It wasn't no guns and no shit. It was fucking movies. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I actually felt a connection from God selling fucking bootleg movies in the goddamn Little Caesars, believe it or not. You see what I'm saying? By the people who bought it and the people who was looking for me and the people who needed what I was giving. So that's the same advice I give. Instead of trying to chase the money, look for your why. What they call, like, why the fuck are you doing what you're doing? You see what I'm saying? That's what's more important. You see what I'm saying? That's the story of Earth Signs. You see what I'm saying? That's the point. That's one thing I learned from Earth Signs more than anything. Like, that's the moral of this whole story. You see what I'm saying? Is like, love what you do, because you can have something that you love and have it taken away from you. You see what I'm saying? So like, know your own value. You see what I'm saying? Because that's something nobody can take from you. I don't know. I really gotta go. I really don't want to cut off y'all questions like this, but I really have to go. But if you got a question, just email me. Y'all see my email. I'm not telling you none of my other shit in my chart, just for that shit. But you can email me if you got any other questions. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. This shit went way over longer than it's supposed to go. I fucks with y'all, man. I love y'all. Follow my channel. I'm back on and cracking. Thanks a lot for following me. And I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. Peace.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, we are back. It's your boy K-Blao, Hood X, and Hood X Live is live. I am the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. I am joined with my man Mario Sketch. We are back, and unfortunately, this is our last episode. We have been canceled after our first episode. Apparently, they canceled us, so we're gonna try creative differences. We had a lot going on, so unfortunately, this is our second and last episode, but we are going to try to fight during the episode, try to figure out what we can do to save the show. So make sure you stay in tune. We're going to try to save our show. This is try to avoid it from being our last episode. But on a more serious note, I do want to, unfortunately, we're going to have to start this episode off with some bad news. Hip-hop has mourned the loss of Fredro Santana, who is the cousin of Chief Keef. He's Chicago known more for drill rap. And he passed in Las Vegas after a major seizure that he did not wake up from, and hip hop is very upset about this. A lot of people took to social media to make a statement about this, and a very sad incident. A lot of people think it was because of lean, which is in the streets known as syrup. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people felt that, you know, that the type of something we were just talking about on the last episode is that, like, a lot of the music right now is based on these type of drugs, different types of chemicals and stuff like that, and this caused his life. So it's a very sad situation. And Mario, what are your thoughts on this? You were just talking about this.
Yeah, like I said, I had joked before about, you know, they're handing out pills and syrup with the record contracts, but again, you know, the creative side and the reality side of it is that, you know, syrup and pills, eventually they, you know, it'll catch up to you. And even though Fredro was trying, you know, he was in, you know, he was doing a lot of rehab, you know, just, you know, if you've been doing that for a long time in your life, it'll eventually catch up to you, especially at such a young age. Even though, you know, he's young and his body will seem like at a young age he'd be able to fight it. But if you're doing that at such a high rate, you know, you listen to some of these rappers' stories about how they, you know, how they interact with SIP and how much money they're paying for this stuff to be a part of their daily lives. You can't help but think that eventually it's going to catch up to him. So.
Yeah, he was, I believe, 29 years old. Very tragic situation. So we want to say definitely rest in peace to Pedro Santana. Condolences to Chief Keef, who asked to stop sending condolences, but we do want to send our condolences on behalf of the family. And we'll be right back. Hood X Live be right back after this next video. Peace.
Hey, give me my glass.
One beat maker, the hit maker, the hit maker, the hit maker.
We out here. Don't act like you don't see us. Give a fuck what it costs. K to the L-O, M to the O-E. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like Mars froze, my watch froze, she froze watching, they froze watching. I got those, when I got those, we froze watches, we stay designer, we smoke guavas and Kim Dog. I allow designer that smoke behind us, VIP that ropes behind us, you behind the rope. They need to see God, you must be joking, please. Smoke on these, she'll choke on these. Y'all swinging from these nuts, y'all swinging from these nuts. Just stroke on me and call me daddy, please. This lights it got me having dreams about finding things. But soft leather in the big 400, that designer thing. Yeah, leave the seats. The lust this life, I've been around the world like twice. I've been up in them chicks like twice. I've been around your girl and she nice. She feisty and I like it. She texting me and I like it. She be sexing me while getting me more luxury and I like it. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like them clips full, them trips full, new chicks are full, we pick the full, get the full effect. Bull market, we hit the markets like Neiman Marcus. We gleaming heartless, we clean the labels. Super garbage, high level, high in fabric, ice bezel, precious metals, commodity exchange, precious levels. Devil, I run the world, no, I run the world. I don't try to, we in the world. Ray Leno, stuff garage, Jay Leno. Your mom, hookah demo, crush your mom. She got the eye for finer things. Grimy niggas time for things. Cannabis cup, Cali weed, lobster bits, that type of thick. No stopping this, I'm hot as shit. Y'all flop the shit, try cop the shit. Instead of running your lips, I got some shit. Stupid, instead of running your lips, come cop the shit. Stupid. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. Everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama.
So just tell me what we gotta do to keep the show on the air. I will have all your money by the end of the show. Just
Small bill.
cannot cancel the show. Alright. Hold on, we live. Let me get back to you. Alright, we'll call you back. Alright, so we're back. Hood X Live with your boy K-Blao, Hood X. Best it was, best it is, best it ever will be. I'm still joined with Mario Sketch. And can we roll that footage of that fight? Yeah. Right, so what you're looking at here.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
So what you're looking at here is Montana 300.
Young Tyson.
Getting in the Chicago beatdown on a racist. This guy basically said something very racist to him, and this is the result. And when you were looking at a very brutal ass whipping, what do you think of Mario thoughts on this?
He got the bars, and he obviously has the hands as well. I mean, hey, you know, Chicago don't take kindly to any type of racism, so hey, you know, you get what you ask for.
Yeah, you put yourself out there, you get what you ask for. And on that note, we're gonna get to the next video. Be right back. Codex Live. Yeah. This is cool.
Narcotic on the beat.
Damn, that shit crack.
Light up, everyday independence. I stay stressed, but the weed make a difference. These niggas got bitches intentions, and I just get bitches attention. You comprehending, you need some comprehension. As I'm rolling up this magnificent, we trending. I learned so much up in my math class. Mad swag with the gift of gab, I'm Billy Badass. Introduce him to the leader, the youngins. I'm just a youngin', but I'm getting the older woman. My young money is get the older money. And family first, I make it money over money. I said, introduce him to the leader, the youngest. I'm the leader, the youngest. Guaranteed I really want it. I really want it, yeah, I really need it. And yeah, I'm taking L's, but the boy undefeated. What up? They say it happened for a reason. You believe that shit? Like why the grip not around when you need that shit? Why the pigs come around when you need that flip? These niggas act hard. You believe that shit? They say it happened for a reason. You believe that shit? Why you love that girl, but you cheat and shit? Why you taking L's, act undefeated shit on some conceited shit? Like you believe that shit? I just wanna approach the way that I've been crushing them. These niggas that whack in competition, it's not enough for them. It would never be a close match. Them bums you right up under them. You tryna be the number one, I'm hotter than that summer sun. I just wanna approach the way that I've been killing shit. Yeah, that's how it really get. I'm known to hold you stealing shit. I'm hot like I've been grilling shit. You not? I don't feel your shit in the spot. I've been dealing shit on the block. My niggas real with it. And you can fuck with us even if you try to. You know it's all I'm Hampton, must I remind you? My niggas getting rich, that's what the crime do. And don't seek beef because my niggas will find you. They say it happened for a reason, you believe that shit? Like why the grip not around when you need that shit? Why the pigs come around when you need that flip? These niggas act hard, you believe that shit? They say it happened for a reason, you believe that shit? Why you love that girl, but you cheat and shit? Why you taking L's, act undefeated shit on some conceited shit? Like you believe that shit? I be so about my business, and I be so about my bars. Yeah, bitch, we in this. I be whipping like a chemist, yes. That's why I'm steady flipping like a gymnast. I said I be so about my biscuits, and I be getting my workout. I ain't talking fitness. Said you better hide your bitches, cause they be jumping in my lap, and it ain't even Christmas. Don't try us, I wouldn't risk it, cause we'll have you missing like you never existed. I see the cops, I'm hopping fences, but they could get shot too. Yes, nigga, we different. They say it happened for a reason, you believe that shit? Like why the grip not around when you need that shit? Why the pigs come around when you need that flip? These niggas act hard, you believe that shit? They say it happened for a reason, you believe that shit? Why you love that girl, but you cheat and shit? Why you taking L's, act undefeated shit on some conceited shit? Like you believe that shit?
And we're back. It's your boy K-Blao, Hood X, still with Mario Sketch. And one of my favorite shows, it was great for hip hop, right? It was called Everyday Struggle. Oh, we over here, okay. One of my favorite shows is called Everyday Struggle. You know what I'm saying? It was on the internet. It was a great show. It got canceled because creative differences due to Joe Buttons and the production. So they got rid of Joe Buttons and they are back Everyday Struggle is back, and they have Star from what's the name?
Star and Buck Wild.
Star and Buck Wild. And he's already gotten into some controversy by saying some inappropriate things to Nadeska, who's the female also on the show. But basically, they got rid of Joe Budden, and now they're back on air with Star. Mario, thoughts?
Now, I think they took a step down, to be honest with you. I mean, Joe Budden added a voice that most people are uncomfortable with, you know, but he was that voice of reason and that uncomfortable truth. So, as we can see with the comments Star made, he's you know, came in on a very, I'd say unprofessional note. It's not, if you know what his comments were, that's not at all, it may be funny to some people, but it's kind of inappropriate, especially, you know, to the female host. So, I don't know, I kind of still miss Joe Budden, to be honest with you.
I love Joe Budden. I thought Everyday Struggle was, I did see the first episode. I didn't think Star was that bad. You know, I thought it was decent, but it definitely wasn't Joe Budden. I definitely do miss Joe Budden, but I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna check it out. You know, I think it's a good show. I think it's good for hip hop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. So Everyday Struggle is back. Make sure you check it out. But right now we're gonna get to the next video. We'll be right back on the next live.
Yeah, man. Hey, bro. What's the definition is trash? Is this new shit they got out, bro?
Boy, yeah, that shit is cool.
Man,
that shit is new. Man, all they got is good beats.
Hey, them
man.
niggas
That's
like
it.
they write like this.
Nothing but good beats, bro.
That's up. That ass,
It's
bro.
crazy, man. No lyrics at all, man.
Hey, this should be called the
Shit retarded, man. It make no sense.
Nah, that shit
21 is better than you, man.
Who?
Oh, what? This nigga just said 21.
Who?
21 Savage,
First of
bro.
all, he can't rap. You
Yes,
feel
he
me?
can.
How? Okay, we ain't gonna go there. He can't rap. His videos suck. Really no swag. And it ain't just him. I don't even blame him. It's the whole, all these young niggas.
Man.
It's easy to fool niggas like you because couple fake guns.
That's my young
So easy.
Couple fake guns. Some
So
fake dope. You know what?
Couple flags.
I'm gonna show you. Watch. Hey, look. Let's do this shit one time.
Nigga in the booth making trap noises and shit. I'm dead ass gonna do that the whole song for real. Watch. I just want the money. I just want to go. I just want it all. Never sell my soul. I do what I want. You do what you're told. I just want the money. I just want to go. Yeah. I just want the money. I just want to go. I just want it all. Yeah. Never sell my soul. I do what I want. You do what you're told. I just want the money. Yeah. I just want to go. Look, stand up in it bed. They don't want the man. Yeah. All my niggas G. And talking like a band. You do what you do, but you can't do it like I can. I know you tried your best. It didn't work, bro. I understand. Doing donuts in the phantom. The crazy part that they ain't eating mine. All my niggas up and at 'em. Early bird, they gon' get the shine. I bring them bitches to the booth. And you the nigga tryna wine and dine. I been worried about a check. Clocking in with the overtime. Turning to the man overtime. I be OT like overtime. The nigga said his flow was over mine. Bet his nose grow before we know your line. Knock me off, boy, I know you trying. I'm on the ball like Pokemon. A 9-piece ain't as dope as mine. Under niggas' nose like a coca line. Yes, I just want the money. I just want to go. I just want it all. Never sell my soul. I do what I want. You do what you're told. I just want the money. I just want to go. Yeah. I just want the money. I just want to go. I just want it all. Never sell my soul. I do what I want. You do what you're told. I just want the money. Yeah. I just want to go. Look. This little bitch a freak. I swear I love that shit. Let her stay tonight, but I can't love the bitch. No, I'ma stay on fleek. My youngest bustin' shit. We ain't never scared. We bone crushing shit. Young style, no fronts now. I'm the nigga in the city. It's lunch now when he come round, but he niggas off his titties. On that loud like Timmy. Popping pills like Whitney. I'm the go like Billy. Lil' mama, where there's Willie. I don't do no talking. Sign language is the only way. Rican bitches stalking. If you coming, mommy, better underlay. You the meek nigga, I'm the tray. Like you been beefing, boy, they love to hate. I run the game like I'm overweight, just like Stephen A. This the first take, yes, loud. I want the money. I just want to go. I just want it all. Never sell my soul. I do what I want. You do what you told. I just want the money. I just want to go. Yeah. I just want the money. I just want to go. I just want it all. Never sell my soul. I do what I want. You do what you told. I just want the money. I just want to go. Look.
You ready?
Sir.
Let's go.
Yo, shout out to cats on social media that talk about me and see me as subterranean and they just walk around me. Yeah, you can say you heard it through the grapevine. We moving so fast that you would think we cut the brake lines. You can never take my voice sweeter than.
Don't make any moves until I get there. Keep them there. Everything will work itself out. All right? I'll be right back. All right, so apparently we're working out a deal. The show might end up getting saved. We'll let you know as the show progresses. All right, so in other news, 50 Cent is back in the news again. I love 50 Cent. He is the definition
of a hustler.
This time he is back because of Bitcoin. Now, a couple years back in 2014, 50 Cent began accepting payments to Bitcoin for his album Animal Ambition. That's kind of hard. Album Animal Ambition. So what happened is he started taking Bitcoin payments that added up to about $400,000. And he totally forgot he even did this. And just recently, when he went to go cash out, it added up to somewhere between $7 to $9 million. So even though Bitcoin has taken a loss recently, he still had got in back in 2014 when it was still low. So now he's cashing in on this. What are your thoughts on this, Mari? This is crazy.
Man, if there's one thing that people don't pay attention to about 50 is that he has taken his aspirations, in music and moved it to business, whether it's the vitamin water, the headphones. Yeah. The Bitcoin thing is something that a lot of young people should be paying attention to right now. If you are an independent musician, you're trying to, make money with your music, there's numerous outlets for you to get into, as far as accepting, making money, accepting payments. I'm glad to see that he's doing this, even if, of course, Bitcoin is dropping right now, but just to see, a rapper, step outside of what's normally considered, uncharted waters for an artist, it definitely shows that, it's more to, just being an artist. It's more to being just a rapper. There's business out there that can be conducted. So,
apparently we got some business that we're conducting right now. We just made the payment, and to show us we saved the show.
Yes.
Yeah, so we will be back. Apparently we're not being canceled. We got him his money. They're going to take him out the trunk, apparently. So we're good to go. All right, so we're going to get back to the videos. Which camera am I on? Okay, we're here. We're going to get back to some videos. I can't believe we saved the show. So apparently you will see episode 3.
Apparently y'all still love me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have such a
charming personality.
Yes. Yeah. 90s hip hop.
He's getting big headed already.
90s hip hop.
We'll be right back after these videos. Codex Live is live. Peace.
Another knockout collabo. Let's win.
Go and grab your pad and pen. You should take a couple notes. People boss how I floss on the champagne float. Say word, ha. You messing with the bags, meaning you bluffing. You be touching on the status. Pack it up for a bad chick. I'm established, earn my stripes. Yeah, they lie, but the tracks all savage. Your girl so clean, looking mean in them jeans. Make them boys triple take. I'm not sliding that thing. Quarter shot, got the drop. Cherry red paint too. Sipping on that ill potion till I feel brand new. Bet your life on car, on crib, and that's just a little slice of what a bad girl get. Turn up all crazy, ain't never been lazy. 5'5", thick thighs, Dunkin' High cake crazy. Ha! Put on for my set, feeling till I fly, and ain't no flex. Mindset, private jet, tryna get these checks, tryna see these M's, feed the whole projects. Yes, yeah, I got 'em, no sweat. Forget them other lame ones, ain't none real as this. Recognize when you talking to a G, bad shades on, blades, gold bottles on me. You can tell by the way I talk, check the way your boss walk, you can tell I go hard. Check my bankroll, baby, crushing them walls in my city, gone crazy. Black card status, better watch your step, cause you messing with the bed.
I'm the realest, the with a fresh fitted. I'm straight up off the kitchen with a burner in the skillet. The V12 engine got the back wheel spinning in my pockets on midget, so I walk with a pivot. Who is it? Your boy Draw, coming with that 8-bar, straight bar. Pigeons in the coop, going A-bar. Fire in the booth, trigger, get your plate tossed. Plate sauce, ninja, I got dope, I'm the cake boss. Rotten with my spitters and the doors back. Tone got the Phantom semi all black. Hundreds, money, paper, I got large stacks. Lumberjack, jungle green, info green, limo dreams. 20 different flavors with my chain swing. 20 new McLarens with the airplanes. Kamikaze pipes with the orange flames. Realest in the game, and I do my damn thing.
Recognize when you talking to a G, bad shades on, blades, gold bottles on me. You can tell by the way I talk, check the way your boss walk, you can tell I go hard. Check my bankroll, baby, crushing them balls in my city, gone crazy. Black card status, better watch your step, cause you messing with the bed.
Okay, look, I'm real, I'm weighty and I'm winning. $50 show money, stuffed in my denim. West Philly King, well-known hustler. Me and them lads still falling like the rock. Tone Trump, but the call me Tito. My nigga had this, shoot him easy like a free throw. Live from the rock on MTV, and I still rep the block. You heard the hook, check the bankroll. Movie money, turn your wife into a saint. Shit, you know the rollie on gleam top notch, be the set, 5'4", be the team.
Recognize when you talking to a G, bad shades on, blades, gold bottles on me. You can tell by the way I talk, check the way your boss walk, you can tell I go hard. Check my bankroll, baby, crushing them balls in my city, gone crazy. Black card status, better watch your step, cause you messing with the baddest.
Turned up, bitch. I'm super capping. Turned up, bitch. I got them stupid weapons. Turned up, bitch. Kill you in a second. Turned up, bitch. Somebody call 911. They like, Fredo, be cool. Man, you too turned. They like, Fredo, be cool. Somebody finna get murked. I don't want to have you to put you on a t-shirt. I don't want to have to put you in the fucking dirt. They like, Fredo, be cool. Boy, your ass wild. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm with that gun violence. I'm with that gun violence. I'm with that gun violence. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I am with that gun violence.
Mario, what's going on with Ace?
He's meditating, giving up all his earthly desires. That's very admirable.
Turned up, bitch. I'm super capping. Turned up bitch. I got them stupid weapons. Turned up bitch. Kill you in a second. Turned up bitch. Somebody call 911. They like, Fredo, be cool. Man, you too turned. They like, Fredo, be cool. Somebody finna get murked. I don't want to have you to put you on a t-shirt. I don't want to have to put you in the fucking dirt. They like, Fredo, be cool. Boy, your ass wild. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm with that gun violence. I'm with that gun violence. I'm with that gun violence. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I am with that gun violence.
Hey, Joe, you gonna do that real quick?
I'm living these lines, I swear I'm giving you my life. Perceptions are affected, spit my soul into this mic. Look into my eyes, I made a track.
Wow. Yeah, I'm about to come through. I'm on my way. All right. Hey man, I ain't gonna make it. Like, I ain't gonna make it, bro. Switch your hair. Alright, man. Alright.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. My bitch love do cocaine. Spend 10 racks on a new chain. I f bitch and I forgot her name. I can't buy no bitch no wedding ring. Rather go and buy ball mains. Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spend 10 racks on a new chain. My bitch love do cocaine. Ooh, I fuck a bitch, I forgot her name. I can't buy no bitch no wedding ring. Gucci gang, rather go buy ball mains. A Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Hey, give me my glass.
One beat maker, the hit maker, the hit maker.
We out here. Don't act like you don't see us. Give a fuck what it costs. K to the L, into the O-E. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. And we like everything designer, everything that's finer, presidential Obama. We like Mars froze, my watch froze, she froze watching, they froze watching. I got those with my got those. We froze watches, we stay designer, we smoke wobblers and Kim dog. All out designer that smoke behind it. VIP that roast behind it, you behind it. Both they need to see. God D, you must be joking, please. Smoke on these, show choke on these. Y'all swinging from these nuts. Y'all swinging from these nuts. Just stroke on me and call me daddy, please. This lights it got me having dreams about finding things. But soft leather in the big 400, that designer thing. Yeah, see the seats. The lust this life, I've been around the world like twice. I've been up in them chicks like twice. I've been around your girl and she nice. She feisty and I like it. She texting me and I like it. She be sexing me while getting me more luxury and I like it. And we like Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama, we like. Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama, we like. Them clips full, them trips full, new chicks are full. We pick the full, get the full effect. Bull market, we hit the markets like Neiman Marcus. We gleaming heartless, we clean the labels. Super garbage, high level, higher fabric, icy bezel, precious metals, commodity exchange, precious levels. Devil, I run the world, no, I run the world. Both try to, we in the world. Ray Leno, Stuff Garage, Jay Leno. Your mom, Puka Demo, crush your mom. She's got the eye for finer things. Grimy niggas, time for things. Cannabis cup, Cali weed, lobster bits, that type of thick. No stopping this, I'm hot to shoot. Y'all flop the shit, try cop the shit. Instead of running your lips, I got some shit. Stupid, instead of running your lips, come cop the shit. Stupid. And we like. Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama, and we like. Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama, and we like. Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama, and we like. Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama, and we like. Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama. Everything designer, everything that's finer. Presidential Obama.
Mario, what's going on with Ace?
He's meditating, giving up all his earthly desires. That's very admirable.
You ready? Sir. Let's go.
Yo, shout out to cats on social media that talk about me and see me as subterranean and they just walk around me. Yeah, you can say you heard it through the grapevine. We moving so fast that you would think we cut the brake lines. You can never take my voice sweeter than.
Hey guys, it's your girl Summertime Fine. Welcome back to the Record Pool. We are the #1 source for the hottest underground artists on the internet. Today we are checking out G5 and his song Goodbye. Be sure to follow this artist on Twitter to check him out for more hits. Log on to hoodx.com for more exclusive content. This is the Record Pool.
No shade on the fucking beat. Some new shit exclusive.
And I don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas. To be honest, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all bitches. I'm just trying to get the money to the riches, shit. And I ain't worrying about no snitches, you heard? What the fuck you think I'm posted up on the block for? Pitching rocks off and slide off in that 4-door. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, that's what they die for. Put the infrared to your head, now say goodbye to 'em. I ain't even out here asking Trump for shit. I'm just trying to feed the land, get more grits. More bottles, more bitches, more crisp. Fuck around and send a nigga to the mall quick. I'm authentic, no denim, straight venom. Kinda look like Kanye with them hoes in them. Call me G5 in the street, street sweeper. Bulletproof vest, all black like the Reaper. Black hoodie, gold grills, gold chain and all. Fuck your bitch all day and night, she staying alone in the kitchen. kitchen cooking grits, that's the real shit. Segregation unit reading books, can't read for shit. I only fuck with the slimiest niggas. I'm from CT, land of the grimiest niggas. Credit card fraud niggas, get a letter in the mail niggas. Now you owe the bank niggas. Strip a nigga down to his tank top niggas. Head cracking nigga with his own gun type niggas. 90% of these niggas was raised by their grandmas type niggas. On the stretcher fighting for their life type niggas. Trying to get their life right type niggas. After they just caught a body for the right price type niggas. Come home, find out your girl fuck another nigga type niggas. Now you back to the fans type niggas. Man, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas. To be honest, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all bitches. I'm just trying to get the money to the richest shit. And I ain't worried about no snitches, you heard? What the fuck you think I'm posted up on the block for? Pitching rocks off and slide off in that 4-door. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, that's what they die for. Put the infrared to your head, let's say goodbye to them. I only fuck with bitches with their EBT car. I'm in the jungle cause I ain't trying to ET star. You young skinny niggas seem to amuse me. Should've learned from the OGs in schooling. Learn from a boss, getting dope from a thick chick. In a race, sipping Henny, feel me, no chase. 2-finger ring to the face, murder was the case. Big Daddy came with the cane, blood the strip with bass. And I don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas. To be honest, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all bitches. I'm just trying to get the money to the richest shit. And I ain't worrying about no snitches, you heard? What the fuck you think I'm posted up on the block for? Pitching rocks off and slide off in that 4-door. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, that's what they die for. Put the infrared to your head, let's say goodbye to them. And I don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas. To be honest, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all bitches. I'm just trying to get the money to the richest shit. And I ain't worrying about no snitches, you heard? What the fuck you think I'm posted up on the block for? Pitching rocks off and slide off in that 4-door. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, that's what they die for. Put the infrared to your head, let's say goodbye to them.
Guys, it's your girl Summertime Fine. Welcome back to the Record Pool. We are the #1 source for the hottest underground artists on the internet. Today we are checking out Bella Reina and her song Here Comes Bella Reina. Be sure to follow this artist on Twitter to check her out for more hits. Log on to hoodx.com for more exclusive content. This is the Record Pool.
All they wanna do is hate. Fuck man, don't they wanna graduate? The words they say and they don't really matter. Come at me when you got something better. Matter of fact, close your mouth, you silly hoe. I'm just saying, why you acting petty though? Crazy state of man's irrelevant. fool, you're just a fool, no intelligence. Oh my bad, I meant to say intelligence. Oh you mad? Everything you do is fake. Am I ever land? Take a seat for God's sake. Tell them hoes, take a seat for God's sake. I'm the furious, bitches be delirious. Got me down on the inside, this shit's hilarious. Take a look at your girl, she be so glorious. Glorious, man, cause a bitch is luxurious. Yeah, I guess I'm talking about them petty hoes. Bushy brow bitch, thinking she a pretty hoe. They saying that I'm plenty, bro. Hurting ass nigga, swear he making plenty though. They steady saying it's intelligence. When the shit they saying really just be really, man. And they ain't with that phony living shit. You can catch me riding on my city shit. Yeah, I guess I'm talking about them petty hoes. Bushy brow bitch, thinking she a pretty hoe. They saying that I'm plenty, bro. Hurting ass nigga, swear he making plenty though. They steady saying it's intelligence. When the shit they saying really just be really, man. And they ain't with that phony living shit. You can catch me riding on my city shit. Oh my god, bitches think I give a fuck. Sorry ho, looks like you're out of luck. Everything you do is getting old. Wanna sell me gum to keep my soul. But I'm serious, why these bitches furious? Looking obsessed, a mess like I'm their stereo. Goofy groupies feeling like they wanna tune in. You're outside, I'm inside, get my groove in. What's wrong? You wanna join a party though? Want you don't wanna leaving bitches at the party though? All niggas dicks like you riding on a pogo. Move around, game strong, bitch, I'm solo. Move around, game strong, bitch, I'm solo. Want you don't wanna leave bitches at the party though? Yeah, I guess I'm talking about them petty hoes. Bushy brow bitch, thinking she a pretty hoe. They saying that I'm plenty, bro. Hurting ass nigga, swear he making plenty though. They steady saying it's intelligence. When the shit they saying really just be really, man. And they ain't with that phony living shit. You can catch riding on my city shit. Yeah, I guess I'm talking about them petty hoes. Bushy brow bitch, thinking she a pretty hoe. They saying that I'm plenty, bro. Hurting ass nigga, swear he making plenty though. They steady saying it's intelligence. When the shit they saying really just be really, man. And they ain't with that phony living shit. You can catch me riding on my city shit.
You ever heard?
Hey guys, it's your girl Summertime Fine. Welcome back to the Record Pool. We are the #1 source for the hottest underground artists on the internet. Today we are checking out Chase Million and his song Speak Now. Be sure to follow this artist on Twitter to check him out for more hits. Log on to hoodx.com for more exclusive content. This is the Record Pool.
Someone hit us, carry a rotten accomplice, racked up with flourishing enthusiasts to gain higher. Slander the tragedy, the decap, constant steady weight, be bearing right, ready to retire. Babbling, inciting, and on-air frenzy, instability, inflating the inferno link. No talking, please, no idea what's intended. Pivotal progression, pleasure, desperation, brink. The note to observers and never paid cost. The couch was consumption of flammable focus, but now removal, generations much lost. Left in hindsight, 1,000 doors, aim is scopeless. Perpetual persuasion and ways of the gun, and 50 rounds passing through chests up range. Flames for going in, the maze not done. Steering off, rolling out, swiping the brains. Never been clever to settle in death. Wasn't fight a society with comedy in the lab. Only shocked in your shell, stopping points I can tell. What's not important, let's recover the veil. Speak now or forever hold your peace. You're running with a group, affecting life's needs. Shocked in your shell, stopping points I can tell. What's not important, let's recover the veil. Agents of information, be gentle, leave degenerate, tangled up in town square, waste tumultuous tone. Complacence, kneeling, neither praise, no penance. Bourgeois brigades misplaced through the red zones. Incoherently incorporated men consult their campaign strategies right for the picking. From the wayside, conjuring a revolt. Up against the wall, laid pipe, be sticking. In search of enlightenment, electro begin to bubble, giving heat of realization, but slightly corrosive. It's like taking a grave with a spoonful of shovel. Watch the pendulum personified, the implosive de facto delegates. Doomsday demeanor is demanding the procedure to commence mission launching. Lady Liberty's beautiful, oh, have you seen her? They fire hose the flame for me to wing with it staunchly. Never been clever to severing death. Provided society with providing a lab of the shark in the shell. Stopping once I can tell what's not important. Let's recover the veil. Speak now or forever hold your peace. You're running with a good defect and life's needs. Shark in the shell. Stopping once I can tell what's not important. Let's recover the veil. Never been clever to severing death. Provided society with providing a lab of the shark in the shell. Stopping once I can tell what's not important, let's recover the veil. Speak now or forever hold your peace. You're running with a good defect and life's needs. Chalked in the shell, stopping once I can tell what's not important, let's recover the veil.
Hey guys, it's your girl Summertime Fine. Welcome back to the Record Pool. We are the #1 source for the hottest underground artists on the internet. Today we are checking out Imp Safari and his song Believe That. Be sure to follow this artist on Twitter to check him out for more hits. Log on to hoodx.com for more exclusive content. This is the Record Pool.
Narcotic on the beat.
Damn, that shit crack.
Light up, everyday independence. I stay stressed, but the weed make a difference. These niggas got bitches intentions, and I just get bitches attention. You comprehending, you need some comprehension. As I'm rolling up this magnificent, we trending. I learned so much up in my math class. Mad swag with the gift of gab, I'm Billy Badass. Introduce him to the leader, the youngins. I'm just a youngin', but I'm getting older woman. My young money is get the older money. And family first, I make it money over money. I said, introduce him to the leader, the youngest. I'm the leader, the youngest. Guaranteed I really want it. I really want it, yeah, I really need it. And yeah, I'm taking L's with the boy undefeated. What up? They say it happened for a reason. You believe that shit? Like why the grip not around when you need that shit? Why the pigs come around when you need that flip? These niggas act hard. You believe that shit? They say it happened for a reason. You believe that shit? Why you love that girl, but you cheat and shit? Why you taking L's, act undefeated shit on some conceited shit? Like you believe that shit? I just wanna approach the way that I've been crushing them. These niggas that whack in competition, it's not enough for them. It would never be a close match. Them bums you right up under them. You tryna be the #1, I'm hotter than that summer sun. I just wanna approach the way that I've been killing shit. Yeah, that's how it really get. I'm known to hold you stealing shit. I'm hot like I've been grilling shit. You not? I don't feel your shit in the spot. I've been dealing shit on the block. My niggas real with it. And you can fuck with us even if you try to. You know it's all I'm hinting. Must I remind you? My niggas getting rich. That's what the crime do. And don't seek beef because my niggas will find you. They say it happened for a reason. You believe that shit? Like why the grip not around when you need that shit? Why the pigs come around when you need that flip? These niggas act hard. You believe that shit? They say it happened for a reason. You believe that shit? Why you love that girl, but you cheat and shit? Why you taking L's, act undefeated shit on some conceited this shit. Like you believe that shit. I be about my business, and I be about my bars. Yeah, bitch, we in this. I be whipping like a chemist. Yes, that's why I'm steady flipping like a gymnast. I said I be about my biscuits, and I be getting my workout. I ain't talking fitness. Said you better hide your bitches, cause they be jumping in my lap, and it ain't even Christmas. Don't try us, I wouldn't risk it, cause we'll have you missing like you never existed. I see the cops, I'm hopping fences, but they could get shot too. Yes, nigga, we different. They say it happened for a reason, you believe that shit? Like why the grip not around when you need that shit? Why the pigs come around when you need that flip? These niggas act hard, you believe that shit? They say it happened for a reason, you believe that shit? Why you love that girl, but you cheat and shit? Why you taking L's, act undefeated shit? On some preceded shit, like you believe that shit?
Hey guys, it's your girl Summertime Fine. Welcome back to the Record Pool. We are the #1 source for the hottest underground artists on the internet. Today we are checking out Fernando Triff and his song Sunset Strip. Be sure to follow this artist on Twitter to check him out for more hits. Log on to hoodx.com for more exclusive content. This is the Record Pool.
Strip from the boulevard. Famous people building an empire, manifesting a paradise. Amazing miracles and also daydream, making our way to the promised land. Hunger for victory, hanging for life's dream, reaching out to the stars tonight. I know we're gonna return, I know we're gonna return. Strip from the boulevard. Famous people buying an empire, manifesting a paradise. Amazing miracles and also daydream, making our way to the promised land. Hunger for victory, anger for life dream, reaching out to the stars tonight. I know I'm gonna return, I know I'm gonna return.
What's up? It's your boy K-Blao Hood X. We are back. We haven't been canceled yet, so somebody's watching apparently.
Thank you.
Sitting here with my man Mario Sketch Killer. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Now, chilling, man. No, we was having a conversation that I said I wanted to talk about on here about Cardi B.
Yeah, you obviously have forgotten the era of the 90s, brother, and you have stepped into the era of one-liners. Cardi B is not as awesome as they say she is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
You just gonna go in like that? You
Yeah,
just
pretty
gonna go
much.
dead in,
I mean, I'm tired of artists claiming this lyricism crown, and they are not lyricists, female or male.
Did you hear Motorsport?
Yeah, I heard
with Cardi
Motorsport.
B. She destroyed Nicki Minaj on that record.
That's from a different. That can be very debatable. I mean, the name of the song is Motorsports.
Right.
But she rapping kind of, you know, she slow as hell.
No want to be my ex. I love when he go to him. Man,
y'all like.
There's lyrics. Cardi B has lyrics, bro. And that, like, you know, I understand it look a certain way, but she has lyrics. And they're like, I like her better than Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj ain't never put out no lyrics. You like Nicki Minaj?
Nicki Minaj falls into the same category as Cardi B. So when to debate between those is kind of like debating between a Ford and a Chevy. Now you're talking about lyricism. You're talking about Jean Grey, Bahamadia.
Bro, you're talking about people from like 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah, but it's still lyricism. It's still lyricism.
Okay, well, we're going to discuss this in between the video. Right now, we're going to go into M. Tafari, believe that. I'm going to get him off the show because he doesn't know what he's talking about. We need some more up-to-date people on the show. So right now, we're going to get into M. Tafari, believe that. We'll be right back.